the hardest question first, and that is, how are you feeling right now, the both of you?
It has been a roller coaster ride for me. I'm really trying to stay positive because if I let fear overtake me, then I can't help. I won't be productive. But I have to be honest in that occasionally the fear factor does take hold because I I can't imagine my life without my daughter in it, and that terrifies me.
It's just so heartbreaking that this is the way you're spending your Mother's Day. I'm sorry that this happened.
Yes, it is. And ironically, I got a text message from my next door neighbor today that said there was a package delivered yesterday for me.
Sorry, if there was what?
There was a package delivered to the house yesterday for me from Amanda, and presumably for a Mother's Day gift. We haven't been back there because of our situation. We were out of the country when this occurred, so we haven't been back home.
Where's home for you?
Southport, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm. I came from Columbus, Ohio. It's not far from you.
Okay.
Um, John, do you?
It's totally mixed emotions. It's sadness. It's it's also optimism that there's still hope, and Amanda's very strong. She's prepared for this kind of an ordeal. You know, if we're lucky, she survived any type of an accident, and we've got a motivated group of people ready, willing, and able to really go help recover her. I think that's that's the attitude we need to have.
So, what is your in terms of your priority and keeping the family together, moving forward with the search? I mean, what do you do for the family right now?
Sorry, what do you do for the what?
What do you do to keep the family from going off the rails if you can? Anything.
You stay focused on the task. You stay focused on going in and getting our daughter home, and whatever that takes, that's what you do. We've got time to deal with everything else later if it comes to that, but right now we need to all be focused.
And when you learned of this news, where were you in the world? You were somewhere?
We were in Bonaire, which is a small island in the Caribbean just north of Venezuela.
And
It's a dive destination.
I see. And how did they get word to you? Were you unplugged or?
Well, no, we were, for once, and this was unusual, we turned on international cell service because I had a work call.
I see.
And I didn't have contact information for any of Amanda's friends. They searched us out and found us and sent messages and an email, and so they did the legwork to find us. Fortunately, our phones had been turned on because had it not been for that, then we likely would have not gotten the messages for days.
Do you guys do you have a feeling, a sense whether she actually was at the park? I know that there's been talk that maybe she was seen, maybe she wasn't. Do you have a feel for that yet, or is it too early to know?
If you're asking me instinctively, and knowing what I know about Amanda and what she likes to do, that is one of her favorite places to go. And in fact, I visited her last October. I stayed here a month, and at that time her office was right down the street here in Maui. And I dropped her off, and she suggested that I go to that particular park because it was a beautiful walk, and that was about the distance that I would like to walk to, was 5 miles.
And what kind of jogger was she? Long distance, short distance? I mean, is she the type that would go for a 20-mile run, or?
At one time, she used to run half marathons, so she was that type of runner at one time. But now she has become much more in touch with yoga and that practice. But she still integrated shorter runs, and typically based on my experience when I was here last October, it was about a 5-mile run that she was looking for, which makes that park ideal, distance-wise.
And
By virtue of the fact she didn't bring a water bottle or a backpack, also
Make,
that would make sense. Yeah.
right, because when I was here in October, we always took water when we went for long hikes. So that spoke to me too, that she was literally out for her little 5-mile run, and then she was going to be going home.
if she did take water, how would we know?
She always had a big water bottle, and it's a Hydro Flask kind of water bottle that we always carried with us when we went hiking.
Okay. So, in terms of, well, let's just back up for just a second. I want to draw a good composite of Amanda the person. Tell me about her. I know she's a physical therapist. I know she likes to run. What kind of person is she that I haven't heard of?
I think if you look at the outpouring from the community and the people that are involved in helping to find her, that speaks to what kind of person she is. She is a very service-oriented person. Amanda likes to help other people and do things for other people. She's very considerate and thoughtful. She thinks about other people before she thinks about herself in terms of what their needs might be. So, and that dovetails nicely with what she does as a profession as a physical therapist.
Okay. I mean, I guess the only question I have, as I think through, how this goes and how you're feeling about it. I mean, if I was in your shoes, I would be wanting the police out there. I'd be wanting the FBI out there. I'd be wanting the National Guard out there. I mean, what can you say about what you're wanting in terms of? Obviously, you got the volunteers for the search. What else do you want, if anything?
We're working on that. It's we understand the resources of and the technology of the local police and the fire and rescue and the Maui rescue. This is a small island, and they've got limited resources and limited technology. There exist other technologies that are much superior for remote sensing, even in a densely wooded environment like that, with advanced law enforcement, with military, and taxpayers paid good money to develop that technology, and it should be available for public use. And we're working on that.
Can you give, when you say working on it, can you give me a little more about how you're working on it?
No, not right now. Yeah.
Are you military background or?
Yeah, I used to design and build infrared systems and such, but it's regardless of that, it's the FBI needs to be directed, and possibly other agencies as well, and that doesn't come from the ground up, that comes from higher up. So those are the channels that need to happen.
What else should I know? What else do you want the public to know tonight?
If you saw anything, or if you have knowledge of the area that we're searching for her, we could use your help. We really want to get our daughter back safe and sound.
Okay, thank you. You guys